Today, we're going to be discussing why the Sony A7IV is still worth buying in 2024. First off, the Sony A7IV has that new body design, the same as the Sony A7R5. It has that weather sealed construction. It shares that same flip out screen as the Sony A7S3. Because of that, I've been using this camera as my main vlogging camera when I go on trips and traveling. And also you can frame, it's really good for, vertical shooting. If you ask me, this is great for vertical. I freaking hate that tilt screen. Although it doesn't have that same fancy 4D flip and tilt screen that the Sony A7R5 does, this flip screen is still great for my daily use, so not a problem. The EVF and the LCD screen on this camera is okay at 3.68 million dots and 1 million dots for the LCD screen. Also, this is what separates it from the Sony A7C2 is the fact that he has dual card slots, which is great for professional use. For me, since I do client work for brands, businesses, and also I do shoot weddings, being able to simultaneously record on 2 memory cards in case one fails gives me confidence that in using this camera in a professional setting. In terms of image quality, the Sony A7IV is still a heavy hitter at 33 megapixel full frame sensor that delivers vibrant and sharp images with excellent dynamic range. Despite not being in the same league as the Sony A7R5 at 60 megapixels, this sensor remains competitive. And honestly, 33 megapixels is more than enough for me. For videographers, the Sony A7IV offers 4K video recording for up to 60 frames per second, and the color accuracy and depth at 10-bit 422 recording makes it really nice. The active in-body stabilization ensures that it's great in handheld use. I do want to note that the 4K 60 frames per second is 1.5 times crop, and with the focus breathing and in-body active stabilization turned on, you're now at a pretty substantial crop. Although I've been able to use this to my advantage as I often have the Sony 16-35 body on this lens. 16-35 lens on this body. And I can turn that 35mm long end on my lens to a 53mm, which is perfect for capturing B-roll. So another thing to note is that this camera does not record ProRes RAW through the HDMI, unlike its bigger brother, the Sony A7R5 and the S3. So if you're looking to record in that specific format, I would steer elsewhere. The user interface of the A7IV is highly customizable. Features such as breathing compensation and focus mapping is great to have, especially when the A7S3 and the A1 still don't have it to this day. I don't know why, but thanks Sony. Although I do hear they're coming out with a new software update, which will come out this year, eventually. So lastly, the Sony A7IV is a great value given its high-end features and performance. It's priced at $2498 brand new and about $1,800 in the used market, making it a bargain compared to its bigger brother, the Sony A7R5 or the Sony A7S3. And to be honest, the A7C2 at $2,100 brand new, you can get a used A7IV for $1,800. I would honestly choose this. Just saying. So as a disclosure, I did sell this camera recently to upgrade to the Sony A7R5. It is the same camera that I sold to one of my buddies. And the only reason why I upgraded to the A7R5 is because I was able to find a used R5 at a really good price. Thanks Facebook Marketplace. If you're considering a new camera for 2024, the Sony A7IV deserves your consideration. And if you can find one used and in a good condition, I would really consider taking this over the more expensive and newer cameras. So if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and if you like photos, if you like photography, videography, subscribe. Thanks. Peace.